Now this is the example of what happens if you have a number that's between 0 and 1 as your base, okay? If you have a number between 0 and 1 as your base, 1/3, that means, well, let's look at the XY table, okay? And then I'll show you why it works this way, and it'll make hopefully make it a lot easier for you. If you plug in these numbers like this, well, if you plug in -2 right there, what does a negative exponent tell you to do? Well, a negative exponent tells you to flip that fraction over, right? That becomes 1/3 becomes 3 over 1, which is 3 squared, which is 9. So in other words, it's -2, 9. Same thing with the -1. If you plug in the -1, it's going to flip it over and make it just 3 to the first, which is 3. If you plug in 0, anything to the 0 power is 1. Then it's 1/3, 1/9, and 1 over 27. So if we plot these points, I think we can come up with a nice little rule of what each one of these is supposed to be. You plot these points. If you go to -2, 9, that's going to be -2, 9. -1, 3, 0, 1, 1, 1/3, 2, 1/9, 3, 1/27. I think you can see what's going on here. If you have a number that is between 0 and 1, let's not do or equals to, it's just between 0 and 1, because if it's 0 to a power, that's just 0. That's a silly graph. But if you have a number between 0 and 1, all it does is from left to right, it goes downhill. It doesn't matter if it's 1/3, 0.5, 0.999. If it's between 0 and 1, it's just going to slope downhill. Now, it will never touch 0. It'll get really close, but it'll never touch 0. So it's like it has a horizontal asymptote on the axis at y equals 0, okay? Now, there is no vertical asymptote here. This thing is going to keep going. It's going to keep going up and out, up and out. It's just going to go up a lot faster than it goes out, but it's still moving to the left and still moving up. Same thing on the one before when we had this problem. It's still moving right and up. It's just moving up faster than it's moving right, but it's going to continue going up and out. So there is no end to the left. There is no end to the right. So when you look at these things, the domain for this function is all real numbers. It's -infinity to positive infinity. Now the range for something like this, if they ask you to find the range of this, it's going to be from 0 up. It's going to be from 0 and higher, because those are the only answers you're going to get. Now notice you use a parentheses on the 0, because it's never actually going to touch us like an asymptote's on that axis. So you're never going to go below it or touch it. All right, that's the range.